Bob Knife? Sorry, Bob. Writes, I need a drink, take two. Here's an RK question. We haven't done RK in forever and a half, so I decided to get this in. For those of you that are not familiar with RK theory, please see Stratosphere Lounge episodes from whatever it is, 90 to 107 or something. You just did nothing but those things. RK is basically the idea that there are two different strategies that are genetically favored depending on your conditions. R being the favors quick multiplication and very small investment in individuals. The just fields of rabbits are R species, and K is a different survival strategy that is more successful when resources are scarce, and wolves in a northern environment during the winter, a great example of K-type selected species who will not survive by just reproducing more people. They more wolves. They survive by reproducing better wolves. That's it in a short form. So I think this is interesting. So Bob says, voting seems to be totally R-selected. I was listening to TSL 59 in your first real exposition of RK, and I came to the disturbing realization that in our country, both the R's and the K's get the same number of votes. Well, sometimes the R's get even more than that per person. This all worked okay back in the day when the country was. I guess more people on our hiking tour of the studio. That'll work back in the day when the country was K, but now my well-informed K vote gets nullified by 2 to 3 uninformed give me free stuff bunny votes. Do you think anything can be done about this? If not, when will this be our undoing? Beautiful. It's already our undoing, Bob. It's a superb question. It's exactly right. If the people who are ready to give their lives to defend the society have given the same amount of vote as the people who either don't care or who are actively trying to destroy it, you've got a serious problem in a democracy. So when I say we have to change the society, one way of looking at it is we've got to get the society far, 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 far more K than it is, back to the kind of K that it was after World War II, when we had our greatest strength, we had our greatest technical progress, and we had our strongest economy relative to the rest of the world. We went to the moon. We weren't a bunch of sniveling, selfish cowards back then. So yes, we have to re-K society, and one of the things that entails, and this itself is an entire series of videos, not just one video, we can't re-K society if we're going to tell boys that just by being boys, they're broken. The quickest way to R out a society is to take all the maleness out of it. I'm dealing with stereotypes because stereotypes in this particular case make the argument easier. Needless to say, there are in fact enormous numbers of very capable, very deadly women warriors, but they are the exceptions and not the rules. So if boys aren't being trained to be men, if they're not being trained to internalize their aggressions, if they're not being trained to control their emotions, as a matter of fact, they are now in fact being trained specifically to not control their emotions. They're being encouraged to show emotion when they should have shown strength and reason and restraint. So yes, we got to re-K all of this, and we have to do it by example. The biggest problem here, if we're going to resolve this issue of making the country more moral, we can't really do it with religion. I think religion will be a part of it, and I think a more moral society will recover a lot of religion, but you cannot start with religion. If you start telling people that, we're going to spend a few minutes with them talking about Jesus, you're finished before you even get started. What you have to do, and this is of all the things we have to face, I think this is the most difficult thing by a wide margin. How do we tell people? How do we show them? I said tell them, big mistake. How do we show them that a moral lifestyle is happier than a sinful one? Happier. Better. It's not just morally better in terms of the afterlife or standing in your community. How do we make the point that it's actually more fun? That's what we're going to have to do if we're going to make society back. We're going to have to basically do this. We're going to have to tell people that working hard is actually more fun than sitting on the couch. We're going to have to tell them that keeping your intellect about you and studying and becoming educated is more fun than doing drugs. And drugs are a lot of fun. for a lot of people. We can't tell them it's better for them. We can't tell them it's, this is the right thing to do. It's better. It's more fun. We got to show people that discovering something in a book or some insight about something you never thought about before is actually a kind of ecstasy that cannot be matched by anybody who sits around and watches TV all day. We have to help people understand that working hard and getting your reward is the essence of what life should be, and you have to do it in such a way as it's very obvious. Now, sports stars can really help you here. I remember Michael Jordan's ad about it was the best ad I ever saw. It's one of the best pieces of philosophy I ever saw. That ad he did where he says, during my career I missed 4,790 shots. I lost, this many points. I choked on this many games. I failed here. I failed, and that's why I succeeded. That's what we have to do. We have to show them that it's better. It's more fun. It's not just better in a school marm kind of way. It's more fun. It's more fun. You'll be happier this way. Much happier. You show them what happens to people who get all the money they want, all the fame they want, and all the women they want, which is what most people seem to want. Let's take a look at how some of those people go through life. They're not that happy. In fact, most of them are as miserable as anybody in the world. We just got to show them it's more fun. And we've got to stop wasting time on people who are already socialized this way. We've got to stop wasting time on 27-year-olds who are going to argue with us about this. We're wasting our effort. We've got to make our effort count. So we've got to go to young people. We've got to say, look, you've seen these people, and here are some other people that you may not have seen. We think this is better, and here's why. Try it out and tell us what you think. So we got to stop wasting time trying to stop a wave. You just got to get under it, get out of its way, and then use your limited forces to maximum advantage. You concentrate all of your forces on one point of weakness, and then make your strike, and then get the hell out of there before they are able to converge on you and beat you to a pulp with their superior numbers and weaponry. And I don't like the fact that they have superior weaponry, but they do. But they won't for long.